J'attendrai le jour et la nuit. J'attendrai toujours.
Okay, here's the bean. 18 grams. You can have 19, you can have 20, but I find 18 grams is the best. I pre-measure the weight of the bean. Some people measure the weight of the bean after they grind, but I find this way much easier and much more accurate in the long run. So you pour in the beans, exactly 18 grams. Okay, but before we grind it, I usually like to warm up my machine and the cup as well. This way you warm up the portafilter and the cup, and as well as the heating plate before you use that machine. I find this gives you a much more accurate brew. Commentary somewhere. Okay, that's about right. Enough. It's grinding. Grinding is very underrated. I find that the most important part of the whole process is grinding, because if you make the wrong grind, that's it. You cannot correct that mistake. Any other step you can make adjustment to it, but grinding it's like once done, that's it. If it's a mistake, that's it. So there we go. There you go, 18 grams. That way I don't have to guess for 18 grams. I know it's 18 grams because there's no beans left inside there. That's pre-temp. Now with a good quality temper, you press on it. Press, turn. Press, turn. Until you are quite satisfied and beautiful, isn't it? Look at that. This little burger, 99 ringgit. And you make sure you buy the right size as well. There's different sizes. This is 57.5 mm. That's the size of the filter basket. There are a few sizes out there, but quite standard, you know. But make sure you get the right one. Not too small, not too big. This is just the right one. Okay, we are ready to extract. Now for the extraction. Okay, now we are ready to extract. Extraction, there are many methods to judge your extraction. One way is to look at a watch and count to 25 seconds. I found that very inaccurate because different coffee beans give you different extraction values. As well as I rather judge the extraction by looking at the color of it. Okay, let's go. See? Beautiful brown thick color. It's getting to blonde. I call that blonde, and I would stop extraction right there. That's the end. Once you see blonde, that's it. That's espresso. That little bit of coffee. Okay, now to the milk. That's a good good extracted coffee.
And the angels sing.
Okay, good fluffing is the key of good latte art. I'm not a master of latte art yet, but I'm trying. But like I said, you know, if you have to have good latte art, the consistency of the milks is the most important. Okay. Okay. One way to get the consistency right is, I call it 40-60. 40 degrees Celsius, 60 degrees Celsius. What does that mean is that I use a thermometer. A lot of people would use their hands. If they think it's so hot that their hand can't stand it, that's 60 degrees Celsius. Not more than 60 degrees Celsius, okay? What do I mean by 40-60? Okay, first, throw away that. This is wet steam. I don't want wet steam. That's what I'm doing. I'm just throwing away the wet steam. Usually you have it in the first extraction of the steam. There you go. You make microfoam like that by dipping the tip of the nozzle, the steam nozzle, just above the milk surface. You don't want those big bubble foams. That's what I'm trying to do. You see, the way I put it, the foam is, the big bubbles are sucked into the milk itself. You don't want those bubbles, so you want to make them go away by having the tip to draw them into the milk. Now the consistency is right. You see the surface is like very clear, no foam. Those are microfoams. They are foam there, I promise you. It's just that you can't see it. Once you reach 40 degrees Celsius is when you stop foaming. You stop foaming by dipping the entire tip into the milk itself and wait until the dial turns 60. That's what I call 40-60. You stop foaming at 40, you stop the entire steaming process at 60 degrees Celsius. Then you get a very good consistency to the milk texture there for latte art. Okay, that's about 60. Now it's done. See, most important is that you don't see big bubbles. That is the right consistency. No bubbles. Okay, now we go to the part that I suck the most. I know what I'm doing here, but actually I don't. Okay, let's try latte art. Let's hope for a better one. Let's try another one, okay? The trick here is that you don't, because foam is very light and it raised to the surface, and to get a very good latte art, you want the foam and the milk to mix together. You don't want the separation of foam and milk. So you want to either use a spoon to stir it just before you pour, or you have your hands to, you know, stir it like that just before you pour or during when you pour it. Again, I'm not a master degree in latte art. See that? And to draw that one.
Okay.
Yeah, you can use a porcelain jug. I've seen people using a porcelain jug. But the most important thing about the latte art is the what do you call this? The spout of the jug. Okay. It has to be a little bit flanged for a good latte art, but any jug would do actually. It depends on your skill. Like mine is like no skill. The most important step of all is to taste it. Cheers. It's actually not bad. Are you still recording?
Okay.
Does it every time, like the man says one more time.